one of the greats from Brooklyn right here, or at least the Brooklyn Dodgers and Los Angeles Dodgers organization, a Hall of Fame legendary manager, Tommy Lasorda, here on the Rich Eisen Show. A pleasure and honor,
Thank
sir.
you.
Good to see you here in person.
Good to have me. Thank you.
I'm thrilled that you are here. Certainly in a Southern California show, you are Mr. Southern California in so many ways. The Dodgers have won 6 of their first 9. What do you think so far, first blush, first couple weeks of the season for the Dodgers?
I think we have a good ball club. You know, I was with the team all spring, saw how they developed, and I think it's going to be a successful year. Well, we got to get to the World Series. That's our goal. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of hours of playing, and we can do it. We have a good ball club.
Well, certainly you've got the pieces that you need for sure at the right spots. How good is Clayton Kershaw? Let's compare him to all the eras of players that you've seen. Where does Clayton Kershaw fit in?
Oh, he's an exceptional pitcher. I can't compare him with like they do with Koufax, you know.
Everyone does that around here, for sure, right?
Imagine Koufax, when he quit, he won 27 games and never threw another baseball. He had years where it's 25-4. In 1963, in the World Series, he beat the Yankees. He shut them out, and they interviewed Yogi Berra. And they said to Yogi, "You understand how this guy has won 25 games?" Yogi said, "What I can't understand is how did he lose 4?"
And Kershaw is in a definitely a rarefied air, certainly in this day and age.
He's an outstanding pitcher.
Right.
And he'll have to pitch a lot of years to put in the same category because, of course, Koufax for so many years was just unbeatable.
Who's the best pitcher you've ever? Who's the best hitter that you had on your team?
That played for me?
Yes, sir, Tommy.
I'd have to say Reggie Smith.
Of all the hitters that you've had, Reggie Smith was the best one.
Was the most talented player that played for me. He can hit with power. He can hit for average. He could run, he could steal bases, and he had an outstanding arm. He was a 5-point player.
And of all the players from those 70s teams, though, that's not somebody that gets usually a first mention. You either get Garvey or Say or Lopes.
Well, you got to talk about, when you talk about a player, you got to talk about a player who's all around. Can he run?
Sure.
Can he field? Can he throw? And what power does he have? What kind of hitter he is? Those are 5-point players.
I'm here with Tommy Lasorda here on the Rich Eisen Show. Yesterday was Jackie Robinson Day. Everyone's wearing number 42. What's your recollection of Jackie Robinson, Tommy?
Well, you know, I was with the Brooklyn Club for a little bit, but I'd have to say he was one of the greatest competitors I've ever seen play. When he put that uniform on, he was tough. He believed in himself. He was a tremendous athlete. You know, when he was at UCLA, he track, baseball, football, and basketball.
I've spoken to people who watched him play football say he's one of the best running backs they've ever seen.
Right, and he played basketball. He did it all.
And he created the split screen. You want to talk about television, because they had to, when he reached first base, he was the first person that decided, like, we need to see him steal. We need to see him stand on first base. He created the split screen.
I saw him in Chicago. I heard him. He told the pitcher, I can't remember his name now, Toothpick Jones. He always had a toothpick in his mouth.
Okay.
He told him, he said, I'm going to get on base, I'm going to steal second, I'm going to steal third, and I'm going to steal home on you. And by golly, he did it.
He went ahead and did that.
He just
called
did
his shot. I'm here with Tommy Lasorda, legendary Hall of Fame manager from the Los Angeles Dodgers, here on the Rich Eisen Show. What do you think about Pete Rose trying to get back into baseball, Tommy?
Well,
what are
he
your
can
thoughts on
make
that?
every effort he could, but he should not be in it.
Why?
Why? Because he committed the cardinal sin of baseball when he bet on baseball.
But
Can't do that.
There are some people that say that he's, in a way, served He's paid his debt. He's 71. He's Charlie Hustle.
Did the players on the White Sox, when they were also suspended for gambling, they suspended them for life?
So if the new commissioner, does hear his petition and does allow him back into the game of baseball, you would be upset about that, Tom?
Yeah. If my brother did that, I'd be upset about it. I just don't think a man in that position should have to go out and gamble on baseball.
Have you expressed this to Commissioner Manfred? Have you verbalized that to him at any point?
If he asked me, I'd tell him.
What do you think about the pace of play attempts that baseball is trying to do to speed things up?
There's nothing wrong with baseball. I managed the Dodgers for 20 years. I have never received a letter telling me that the games were too long. Do you recall, were you old enough to remember when they played doubleheaders?
Oh, of course.
People flocked to the ballpark to see 2 games.
Well, I think they should do that now. I mean, I've got a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 20-month-old girl at home. And so, we're watching games at 4 or 5 in the afternoon out here in Los Angeles. People on the East Coast aren't so lucky. There's not enough day games in my estimation.
That's right. Well,
Tommy.
That's right.
And then the sort of way to do that sort of thing is, but I mean, it's a 21st century world in which we live. You have an Instagram. You've got a Twitter account, Tommy. At Tommy Lasorda. You've got a Twitter account. For the generation, or even a previous generation that wants things quicker, sped up, that the game wants to have even just 10 minutes shaved off.
Why? Why?
Well, I mean, because more and more people might be apt to stick around or watch a 2-hour and 50-minute game than a 3-hour and 5-minute game.
The people stick around to see the baseball game. People go to movies. If they don't like the movie, they walk out. If you don't like what's going on that field, you walk out.
Right.
But baseball, the only people who complain about baseball being too long are members of the press. Well, I never got a letter from anybody telling me that the games are too long.
So if you could make a change for
I
baseball.
wouldn't make any change.
Not a single change. The
Not
game is perfect.
Change. The game has been played for over years and years and been successful. Why should you do anything to change it?
Do you have a problem with instant replay being used, Tommy?
Yeah, I do. I don't like it.
What don't you like about it?
I don't like about it the fact that it's going to hold up the game. The guy's going to go out and argue, and then he looks at somebody in the dugout who's in there watching TV and gives him a sign whether the play is good or not. Yeah, all of that. Listen, how many times do you see in a game where an umpire makes one bad call?
I saw one last night.
Huh?
I saw one last night.
Yeah,
a couple nights ago.
What?
Well, I mean, in the Mets in the Phillies game, I mean, there's some horrible. Although interestingly enough, there was a holdup for 7 minutes to replay if a call of a hit batter was truly a hit batter,
Right.
and that was ridiculous.
Right.
But I'm also an NFL guy, Tommy, where if I'm sitting at home and seeing it, and I see that a ball went foul, or in the NFL, if I see a ball did hit the ground, I should be able to use the technology to go ahead. The Des Bryant play that I know you're associated in a slight way with the Cowboys.
When you talk about football, you're talking about different. You see, football, basketball, baseball is like they're all athletic. They're like they're all like oranges, fruit, bananas. It's all different, but it's all fruit.
Sure.
So the sport is it's a sport, but it's all different.
Yeah, the apples.
You can't compare football with basketball or basketball with baseball.
Understood. Did you? I know that you addressed the Dallas Cowboys this past year in Oxnard.
That's right.
The Cowboys invited you to speak to the team.
Yes, they asked me to talk to the team,
What'd
and
you
I
tell
spoke to them. I told them they ought to be ashamed of themselves.
Why, Tommy? Yes. Why? Because of their 8 and 8 seasons?
Because they're taking big salaries. They're not letting only the coach down. They're letting the people down. They're letting the people who are paying them down. That's about it. These guys have to get all together, get on one end of a rope and pull together, and you can pull the rest of the clubs with you. But you got to believe, and you got to work hard. And they went out this year, and they won 11 games, I think. 11-4.
Yeah, went 12-4. Yeah.
12-4 was. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the same team that last year. Nobody changed.
So did Jerry Jones ask you to come out? Is that how you were invited by the
No,
Dallas
the coach
Cowboys?
did.
Jason Garrett did.
Yeah, what a wonderful guy and nice guy. And I said, you know something? I really want to help this guy because I figured he might be walking a tightrope, you know. Well, after the season, he got a 4-year contract, and that was it.
What was it like here in Los Angeles, being the manager of the Dodgers, when the Rams were here, the LA Rams going to the Super Bowl? What was that like, Tommy, being here in the middle of all that?
I always pulled for any team that came out of Los Angeles
Sure.
in any event. And I think Los Angeles is the sports capital of the world. All the greatest sportsmen, all the greatest players, the teams are right here in Los Angeles.
Magic is in Dodgers management now, Tommy. Isn't it amazing? Magic Johnson's in Dodger management right now.
Magic is a great guy. He's learning. He sits with me a lot of times, and he asks things, why this, why that. But
what do you tell him? What do you tell him? You give him some.
Yeah, I tell him what I think is going to happen and what should happen and what isn't happening.
And I got to ask you, Tommy, a couple more questions before I let you go. By the way, My Way is the name of your biography that's out in bookstores right now.
Yeah.
Joe Torre did the foreword, and My Way, written by Colin Gunderson. It's released right now. And My Way, what was Sinatra like?
Sinatra was the most amazing man I've ever been with. He had a great attitude. He had a big heart. He did a lot for charity, and he never want anybody to know about it. And he was a battler. He was a battler with life. He was, at one time, he had really gone down, but he got off his back and
picked himself right up and got back in the race. You know, that's life. Was he a huge? I mean, was he a big Dodger fan, or was he locked in on the sports?
If the Dodgers beat us one day, if we lost, he'd call me and say, "What's going on there? Why you couldn't beat that team and all that?"
You'd get a call from Sinatra asking what happened.
Oh, sure. He loved baseball. He loves the Dodgers, and he was a great friend.
All right. And we've also been playing some of the video here that we noticed you singing "Turned Down for What," Tony. Where did this come from?
What's that?
This song "Turned Down for What"? You've been. Where did this come from, Tom?
Somebody had me do it. I don't know. I don't know what it's all about.
You're an entertainer, is what you are. I love it. You are the man, Tommy Lasorda. Let me tell you something. You are baseball. You're certainly Los Angeles baseball. You are on. Back in the day, from the Brooklyn Dodgers all the way out here in L.A. Please come back.
Well, this is my 66th year, and I just celebrated my 65th wedding anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary!
Thank you. It was yesterday or the other day.
Yeah.
At the ballpark. Well, I told my wife. She accused me. She actually accused me of loving the Dodgers in baseball more than I love her. I said, but yet I love you more than I do football and basketball.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Lasorda here on The Rich Eisen Show. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Rich. Thank you. Enjoyed it.
Hall of Famer Tommy Lasorda here in the flesh. All right, Tommy, I'm transfixed by your "Turn Down for What." This song right here. Let's, so somebody just asked you to do this?
Yeah, somebody asked me to do it. I don't even know what it was about.
You don't even know what... Did somebody play the song for you, or what?
Yeah.
Do you do karaoke, Tommy? Do you sing karaoke songs?
Yeah, well, especially over in Japan.
What's your go-to song? What song do you sing?
My Way.
Do you drop the mic when you're done? Because that's it, right?
Yeah.
That's a mic drop song. Yeah. When you're done singing My Way, that's it.
That's right.
Is that your favorite Sinatra song?
Yeah.
That's why that's the name of your book.
That's right.
Is there video of you singing My Way somewhere?
There's a video, I think, somewhere. I meant singing it.
We got to get that.
I did Hee Haw.
You mean back in the day when it was on?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you do on Hee Haw?
Appeared. Did a little singing.
What'd you sing on Hee Haw?
Sang excuse me.
No problem.
I sang a song about, I don't remember now, but
With Minnie Pearl, right? On Hee Haw.
I'll tell you what, that was a beautiful program.
That was it.
Yeah.
Tommy Lasorda's here on The Rich Eisen Show. We're back with more in a moment.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.